Bill Maher calls for investigation into Doug Emhoff allegations. Evidence meets the standard in such cases, and I agree with Bill Maher. Whatever happened to believe all women? It's believe all women unless a Democrat is being blamed for something, and then we're not supposed to believe the women. I mean, these people are so sick, so hypocritical. It didn't make any sense. And then they were like, "Well, we really don't have any evidence of it." Well, Doug Emhoff never denied it. He never denied it during that interview. He never said, "No, I didn't slap that woman." I think an innocent person would say, "Yo, she made the whole thing up. I didn't put my hands on her. I don't hit females." He never said any of that during his interview. But we're gonna play the clip. We're gonna talk about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon, and that's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's talk about this news. Now, this comes from Slay News from Nick R. Hamilton, and he reports that as Democrat presidential nominee Kamala Harris battles through the final weeks of the lead up to Election Day, her husband, Doug Emhoff, is dooming her campaign. It seems like it's more than just him, though. You know, you got Tampon Tim, one of the most softest feminine dudes in the country, as her running mate. He's dooming her, and she's dooming herself. She's incompetent, and it shows every time she opens her mouth. But the second gentleman is battling an onslaught of negative media attention regarding accusations against him. Emhoff, among many accusations, allegedly slapped a former girlfriend at a film festival. I think I did a video on that. The revelation came on the heels of Emhoff reportedly impregnating his nanny. I mean, this dude is just despicable. This is supposed to be the quote-unquote toxic masculinity that women hate, right? This man literally put his hands on a female, and then he knocked up the help. Like, and they're supporting this. That's the bad part about it. And now new allegations have emerged from several of Emhoff's former colleagues accusing him of sexual misconduct and inappropriate and misogynistic behavior. I mean, this dude is just, he's terrible. He's terrible. Now, according to Breitbart, liberal late night host Bill Maher is calling for investigations into Emhoff. Maher commented on the brewing controversy regarding the accusation faced by Emhoff. The real-time host said the allegations against Emhoff are backed up by, quote, the standard very often in these cases. Although Maher admitted the allegations seem to meet the initial standard, he explained why he believes it's not being widely reported as of yet. I mean, we all know the mainstream media is ran by the Democrat. The Democrat Party runs the mainstream media. That's why it's not being reported. But let's just play the clip here. Here we go.
There's a lot of scuttlebutt in the news this week about Doug.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
believe all women, except when it comes to one who says that someone hit her across the face.
Right. Well, of course, we don't know if that's true.
She says that it happened. I'm not saying that it happened. I'm just saying that the standard used to be believe all women.
If people don't know what is going on, the Daily Mail is reporting that 3 women that she talked to contemporaneously, which has been the standard very often in these cases, that she said back in, I think, 2011 or something, they were at the Cannes Film Festival. He slapped her. He thought she was flirting with the valet.
Mm-hmm. And he knocked up the nanny, right? That's confirmed.
That's confirmed.
Yeah.
He definitely knocked up the nanny. Yes, that's it.
You know, I mean,
but no, I don't know.
Nobody toxic knows. Masculinity.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying
is, if this becomes more credible, and we don't know yet. I mean, a lot of the conservative outlets still aren't reporting it. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't go after anybody for not reporting it yet, because these things have to be checked out. But if it becomes more credible, certainly on the level of Brett Kavanaugh, which was, that kind of thing was reported by everybody pretty quickly.
Yeah, and the Brett Kavanaugh thing, it was absolutely no evidence to this. Like, even the people at the party said that none of that stuff happened that that the woman alleged happened. So they even checked her friends, talked to her friends that she said, well, such and such was there, and her own friends was like, yeah, none of that stuff actually happened. So we concluded that the stuff, she made the whole thing up. This we have actual evidence of her friends talking about after this thing happened. She went to them and told them about it in 2011.
Does the liberal media keep ignoring it? And
of course, yes, they will.
Absolutely.
Well, I think,
Wouldn't that make it look worse?
Well, first of all, I think that, I mean, just to your point, yes, it is prudent to be cautious about any story that's reported until you have the supporting details.
But they wasn't prudent during the Kavanaugh hearings. where was prudence then?
So that the audience is able to effectively judge the veracity of a statement. I think it is fair to investigate and look into matters that involve allegations of assault or otherwise. I think that's fair to do so. What I don't think is fair is to, and I'm consistent on this on all accounts, is to tar and feather without more. I think you have to give information to people and you have to actually do your homework and background. I don't think by...
Again, where was this under Kavanaugh? Where was this under Kavanaugh? They had absolutely no proof whatsoever, just the word of one woman, and they took it and they ran with it because they didn't like Kavanaugh. They didn't like he was a conservative, and they were throwing everything at him to try to make it so he wouldn't become Supreme Court justice.
By not reporting, and I'm not familiar with all of the allegations that are involved here, but I think it is appropriate to investigate, as it is appropriate to be cautious before you simply put something into the ether that has no substantiation.
Just to be clear, though.
Yeah. Let me ask you.
Just politically speaking, this is a problem for the Harris campaign, in large part because she is so ill-defined. We see that in poll after poll after poll for months now, right? Americans are trying to fill in the gaps around her family. This is an issue for the campaign that they're going to have to deal with now in the last, 4 or 5 weeks of the election. And I'm just saying, regardless of whether more people come forward, regardless of what's confirmed or not confirmed, I think that there is now a little bit of blood in the water. The nanny thing was the first drop, and now there's some more. And it's not going to be long now. I can guarantee you that there are investigative teams at the Times and the Post and elsewhere that are looking into it.
The Daily Mail also had that he was basically the worst kind of office sexist predator guy. Daily Mail reported on that based on...
I saw that too. Like they said, he would creep out women and stuff and like flirt with women in the office and stuff like that. This dude was just an all-around dirtbag. And then they propping him up and say, hey, this is what modern men need to be like. Like, are y'all for real? Is this what y'all want? Is this what y'all really want?
Interviews at his for people who work at his law firm. So again, these are allegations. I understand this. I do think it's very convenient that allegations, demand more study, demand more evidence when it's really important for a Democrat that we don't all say, hold on a second, this guy seems like a huge jerk, and he is being used as a surrogate on the campaign for masculinity and talking about how great things are.
To be perspective here, he is not going to be president, and the guy on the Republic side who's running for president did these things himself. I mean, certainly was accused by more. I mean, there was so many women who said
guilty of.
But yeah, he had in part, at least in one instance, talking about due process in a court of law. It was a civil matter in one instance. It was a criminal matter in another, and you have more pending. So it's not as if that only that grace, so to speak, is afforded to.
That crazy woman who alleged these things with Donald Trump, who came out on Anderson Cooper's show, I can't remember her name. It escapes me. She's nutty as crap. Even Anderson Cooper had to like quickly go to a commercial because of the nutty stuff that she was saying. And she said it doesn't have to be sexual for it to be sexual abuse. Like, are you for real? Like, she made the whole thing up. It's crazy that he got found guilty civically off of something that she made up, and we all know that she made this stuff up.
A Democrat, that's part of what the process has been when you're looking at, as you call, lawfare of someone like Trump and many other Republicans and Democrats alike who have had accusations floated and have had to confront them.
Well, I mean, for example, there was mountains of evidence against Hunter Biden, and we were told, hold on. I mean, the guy broke a whole bunch of different laws and actually should have gone to prison for a long time, but he was Joe Biden's son.
No, he stood trial.
He stood trial after the political pressure was ratcheted up so much when they had already let a number of the most serious crimes, including money laundering, lapse from the statute of limitations.
Right. Facts. Maher discussion of media reporting on misconduct allegations stemmed from recent claims leveled against Emhoff. It was earlier this month that the Daily Mail reported on claims that back in 2012, Emhoff engaged in improper conduct towards his then girlfriend at the K9's film festival. Witnesses who were present during the alleged incident stated that Emhoff slapped the woman in question when he mistakenly interpreted her conversation with the valet as romantic flirting. That's some pimp stuff, man. I mean, oh my God! Anyone that will put any man that will put his hand on a female like that is a weak man, and it proves that he's weak. And these are the men that Democrats are propping up again. It makes no sense. But he reportedly hit the young woman so hard that it spun her around. In addition, Emhoff has been accused of, in recent days, of exhibiting a pattern of misogynistic conduct during his time at the head of the Los Angeles office of the Venable law firm. Emhoff was said to have used demeaning and abusive language in reference to female employees of the firm, and he was also said to have hired an unqualified model to work as a legal secretary simply because her looks and because she was, quote, friendly with the powerful men in the office. We all know what that means. He was accused of hiring a young, attractive female trophy secretary who he would berate in front of colleagues to impress his male associates. I mean, this guy's just disgusting. Delving into the claims against Emhoff and the media's relative silence thus far, Maher opined that the allegations appear to be grounded in some truth. Seemingly aiding and abetting the liberal media's silence on the claims was MSNBC's Joe Scarborough. As the New York Post notes, Scarborough asked whether the second gentleman was upset by what he referred to as, quote, tabloid stories about your personal life. Emhoff, who was recently hailed by former Biden White House press secretary Jen Psaki as an admirable new paradigm of masculinity, replied, quote, we don't have time to be pissed off. We don't have time to focus on it. It's all distraction. It's designed to try to get us off our game. And again, he never said he didn't do it. An innocent person, especially a noble person who would never put their hands on a female, would have been like, what? No, that's not true. She made the whole thing up. I've never put my hands on a female ever in my life. Or something to that effect is what someone would do that was innocent. But he didn't say any of that. He just said, oh, it's a distraction. The critics quickly noted that the statement was not exactly a denial from the man who was already exposed as having an affair with the family nanny during his first marriage that reportedly resulted in a pregnancy. Only time will tell if the allegations against Emhoff are accurate, but either way, it's not going to help Harris's campaign. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Y'all really think this man, he put his hands on a female again? I think he did. Because weak men put their hands on females, and he is a very, 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 very weak man. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.